Okay. Okay, now we're in. Okay. Whoops. That was a slip up on my end. My bad. It's like I haven't done this in a couple weeks. And oh man, now I'm starting to notice that there's crumbs on my desk. I just had lunch. So maybe that's what's throwing me off. Usually I would hold off on eating until after the podcast because it used to be a routine that the guys and I would have where we would just do all that. Let me actually start the timer too, for both that one and then Gabe's. All right. Speaking of Gabe, he's not here today. As you can see, it's just me again. Does this place look familiar? But hey, my name is Justin, and you're watching 266 of DangIT Prodcast. And shoot, I don't even have the Google Docs. That's how unprepared I am today. I can tell you all about what happened today, but TLDR, I got gas, and then what was it? I went to the local animal shelter. You guys already know how it is. I just gotta go there to visit them weekly. And then after that, I went to a local Mexican / American mixed store, fast food chain, and went to the drive-thru and got this big old taco salad. It was it was this tall from here to the bottom. That's how tall this thing was, and it was this wide, filled with stuff, and I can't believe I was able to finish it before the podcast started. I pretty much came home at 45 minutes prior, taking my sweet time just watching YouTube videos, and then by the time the 15 minutes before podcast started, I was like, but yeah, all right. So how's everyone doing in the chat? We actually got some stuff to talk about, although it might be kept brief because there's a couple of things I want to do outside the podcast, but I want to still incorporate a live stream to it. This has to deal with something that Ja'Cory Brown actually brought up, and if I could just find that particular podcast template, that's not the one. How come I can't find it anymore? All right, hold on. Technical difficulties. Well, pseudo mild, very mild, lukewarm, it's like having piping hot food, but then waiting 15 minutes to do something else. It's ready, but just give some time. Oh yeah, but let me give you. I'm sorry for the coughing, but let me just do this in quote to what Gabe said to why he's unavailable. But he was saying, "Hey, Teller's going to be out of commission indefinitely while I get things sorted out in life," which honestly is super understandable. I don't know what's going on with me right now, but I'm going through that. But also, work has been really taking over my life, and not in the positive way. It's honestly kind of sucked for quite a bit. So, oh hey, I can turn up the lights a little bit. So there you go. You can see my beautiful face. I'm just kidding. Don't. There are things that I need to talk about though. Not related to work, but I will say that work right now kind of sucks, and not because it's just work I don't want to do. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, and that's why it's so stressful. In any case, give me a sec. I'm gonna close this door here just to optimize the sound. But the fan stays on. Oh yeah, speaking of which, Kibbles. He needs to have the glow up today. So, see that? And then, boop. There we go. Everything is now back to normal. Now we got something going on. Yeah, and that's also kind of leading to what's going on in life. Is that as far as job, I hate the fact I'm having to clear up my throat. It's probably because I had to scarf down that taco salad. You know how the taco salads are built up, right? They have a bowl, pretty much any type of bowl, but they have to put in a tortilla. So the tortilla is really crispy, but you'll usually save that for the end of everything, and it's a big thing. Oh, I'm burping just thinking about it. It's a lot of tortilla, but it was great. There's the place I went to. Usually will charge $8 or something for a combo or a meal, and it's just great because it's a lot of value for how much you actually get. The serving size is huge, which is already a thumbs up for me. So, Jesus, this is so gross. This should be like titled like hacking the podcast. I just have to get some water into my system. But something big has turned up for DangIT Productions, and that is another copyright strike. Oh boy. So let me as I keep clearing my throat, let me clarify what's going on. So a few days ago, I got a email on the DangIT Productions Gmail, and it notified me that there was another copyright strike, and I was like, okay, which one is it? Can you guys guess which one it is, though? Can you? Maybe it could be like that recent 2 reactions of 2 animes, Dr. Stone and Fire Force. The answer is no on that one. Could it be gameplay for whatchamacallits? Not Gang Beast, but Human Fall Flat? It's not that one either. The culprit, or the one that's being hit with the copyright strike and thus had a takedown, which you can no longer view the video, is our discussion. A full hour-and-a-half discussion of just us, me and Christoph, talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. So, if you don't really know already, that video is just really Christoph and I just talking for an hour and a half, and that's it. But we got a copyright strike. We got the takedown for it. So now we're pending with another Bing on us. Thankfully, the previous copyright strike that we had has been removed since then, since the time allotted has been passing. So we no longer have that one. But this fresh one just popped out of the woods somewhere. Like, yeah, like, how did a discussion get copyrighted? YouTube, explain. Exactly. So, and that's the thing, like, YouTube has now, like, incorporated a new, well, actually, they even say it right here at the very top of the window here for, what was it, the live streaming tabs here. It's saying that all new manual, and we got manually claimed, now require copyright owners to provide timestamps so you can easily identify and edit out the claim content from your video. This one didn't have a timestamp. It was just like, here, we don't know, but I think this one's subjected to copyright. So please, YouTube, take it off. And they're like, hey, DangIT Productions, I'm sorry, but we just got informed of a copyright takedown request for your particular. We don't know, but we're gonna have to, like, all right, bye. So, like, right now, I had. Oh, here's kind of the bullshit part. Submitting a counter notification. Now, if you're a YouTuber and you've done this before, it's kind of like mundane routine. You just submit the request, ask why your content still would be viable for fair use, and we did that because of the fact that the whole discussion video was just us sitting down and just talking, and it got deflected back. They were pretty much saying that, like, we can't use this as a viable source, so the copyright takedown stays. And I was like, what do I do? So I typed up YouTube and see how other people were trying to resolve it, because it could be one of those, like, junked in media third parties that would, like, claim your videos. And they just advised just to email the person who actually did it. So I went back into the pop-up page that showed that my video was taken down. And I found the email recipient, and I just emailed them, and now I'm just kind of waiting on that. So that's where we're at right now with copyright. So good job, YouTube. Really appreciating it. Also, other YouTube news, which I'm glad I'm not involved in, but VidCon is, I think, is currently going right now. And what I heard recently about what's going down there, nothing too big, as far as I know. But, oh yeah, okay, yeah, so it goes on from July 10th and July 13th. Today's actually the last day of it. But, some weird TikTok stars just, like, going all out and just, like, doing their videos and stuff like that. Look, I understand there's a hustle, right? There was a big hustle for TikTok, sure, but isn't the whole, well, I mean, like, it's VidCon, so it's not like YouTube Con or anything like that, but I don't know, it's never really been the same since the latter years. I would say like maybe like 2010 to 2012 was like where like it kind of reached its peak and then maybe like reached down, kind of like the same as like YouTube Rewind and everything like that, but at some certain point it became much more of like a celebrity type of convention where, and I guess it's always been like that, really has, but it became even more so of like a celebrity thing when a lot of content creators who had a large following would come to these gathering events and, oh, excuse me, sorry, that was the taco salad again, and just kind of bombard, not literally, but bombard just the entire convention floor. The fact that that convention is so packed with lots of underage kids just running around trying to find their content creator, and it kind of didn't really help at the time. I think they've changed it now, but at the time, like, you know, like content creator would just kind of roam the show floor or the exhibit hall, and that was it. There's nothing really changing about that. But I think now they have to actually have security guide them because otherwise it just gets chaotic. But of course, there's meet and greets, and yikes. So that's what's going on with TikTok creators going over there. So it's not a great place, as I kind of expected. Granted, Comic-Con next week is not going to be the same, is nowhere different in that sense, because it's just a lot of people. Granted, there's a lot more things well established, like franchises are going to be there, and it's going to be crowded as fuck. But I'm pretty sure a lot of them will just be adults, okay? So at the very least, there's a good level of maturity there. But I should also not undermine the youth like that. Like there's most definitely going to be mature people over at VidCon. I kind of wish I could have gone to VidCon, or I was thinking about TwitchCon, but I don't know. I was just not really looking into it, considering that it's so close to Comic-Con as well. And I'm actually really glad that I decided not to go to any additional conventions other than Comic-Con, because work, again, is tough. Tough is very tough. But I also wanted to bring up another little piece of news here, aside from the copyright ridiculousness. So again, copyright thing is just like, it's pending. We don't really know what's going to happen to it. But Nintendo released something, or announced something today. Or not today, just a few days ago, but they announced something, and it's called the Switch Lite. And if you don't know what the Switch Lite is, just think of this guy right here, and then think of this guy, right? My phone, which is actually smaller. Well, actually, screen-wise, actually, is my screen actually longer than the Switch? It's not. It isn't taller. Okay, all right. So think of this, but smaller, but like smaller than my phone screen. That's the Switch Lite. Because I was reading the specs for it. It's like, what was it, a 5.5 inch like touch display, and I was looking at the specs on my iPhone. This is the XR. That's 6.2 inch, so it's actually smaller than that, making this thing really small. Hold on, let me pull someone up here. AK says, yo, hello. We were just talking about YouTube copyright ridiculousness and VidCon just being overrun by TikTok influencers, and we were just talking about the Switch Lite, which was just announced, which is very small. Again, it's smaller than my iPhone XR's like full screen. Switch Lite is like 5.5. This is like 6.1 or something like that. So it's like, that's really small. In any case, It's not one that I'll probably be getting, but I can understand why Switch made something like that. It's because there are people out there who just don't have a Switch yet, and parents are just hearing it up the wall, just like, "Mom, I want a Switch now," and then mom's over here like, "But that thing's $300." And then so Nintendo releases their $200 Switch, which literally derives everything from the Switch except for the gamepad itself. Essentially, it's the Wii U gamepad on sale. But hello Joshua. We were just talking about the Switch Lite. So I mean, I understand it, but the problem with the Switch Lite is that it is, well, it's a problem, but it's also a plus on it too, because it does remind me of the 3DS XL. The sense that it's only portable, so it really is a mainline portable like Switch console. That's what they're trying to do, and that's super cool because pulling out the Switch again, you'll notice that like the distance between like your hands and the controllers and the sheer weight like across can be kind of uncomfortable at times, unless like you're holding it like this. But sometimes I like have myself holding it up like a little higher, which adds extra like weight down to the center, which you don't really have much of a grip like from the inner palm. So it's not really, this is not really a viable like way of like playing for me. So I usually have it docked or use the kickstand, yep, and just set it down and play like that, and that totally works for me. But some people just prefer to just play like handheld like that, which is totally fine too. Switch is still like an amazing console for just like adaptive using, unless we're talking about like Microsoft's like adapt controller, which is legit like all the way adaptive. But hey, Mark is saying hello too. $200 Switch. Immediately all the families are lining up saying like, "Hey, can we buy one for my kid?" He will not shut up about buying a Switch. The only downside, another downside, and it's not a bad thing because they want to go like full portable on the Switch rendition, but it's also like you lose your ability to use Joy Cons like right out the box. It's now just one controller, so that sucks. But there is I'm sorry if I like assaulted you with a loud screaming sound of that, but you can use Bluetooth still with controllers. So let me see. So even with the Switch Lite, you should be able to connect it with like any type of like compatible controller, or really, I think you can really use compatibility like when you use that third party USB adapter. But let me see. Taking a break from just the whole like story of the Switch Lite, Josh was saying, "I threw my phone out the door and smashed it to the concrete, and I finally got a new phone. Family pissed me off, that's why," he said. So listen, Joshua, and this is a pretty good segue because I've kind of like only touched bases on it, but it has been a pretty big thing in my life, and that is my job. And this is not like talking about the ins and outs of my job, it's just talking about the general difficulty of it, being that, I don't know, like, oh, I was actually just double checking to see the latency. It's actually not bad. It's like about 8 seconds. But right now, I'm kind of having some struggles here, and it's about just time management. My big thing is time management. There's so many things that I have to do, and it's, if I retain any of it and keep it in my head instead of like putting it down, I will go off the wall. It's something that I have experienced in my previous job, but it's at a level that's even more intense. Like, as I've talked to you guys before, like I'm a social worker, so there's a lot, and we have a lot of clients like per social worker, and so it's just a lot of maintaining like everyone's like information, everything like that, and what their needs are specifically, and the reporting and everything like that. It's a lot, and I wasn't quite prepared for it in the sense that right off the bat I knew exactly what I needed to do. But I knew that despite all the stressing out that I've had and ultimately what ended up becoming like anger, because oh boy, like let me tell you, like there was a time where I was driving to a consumer's place and I was thinking about all the reports I was leaving behind at the office just to do this, and I was pissed off. Not at anyone specifically, but at myself for not being able to finish anything because I had to do more work. And I remember driving back down. I was still pretty upset over that aspect. And I came to realize during that drive that it's not healthy to feel mad or angry. Maybe it's okay to be like frustrated over something, right? But you always have to think about that kind of stuff being very temporary. You know, you'll live longer and then you'll be angry, I think. So, I mean, TLDR and the main moral of the story here to hopefully pass down to everyone. Welcome back, aka had to just jump out for a bit. You just have to understand why you're upset over like a certain situation, like I was, and understand that such a emotion is only temporary, but it also impedes you. So you need to figure out the best way to resolve those feelings. Now, if it's something that you can't like solve immediately, then that's okay, because there are things in life, such as me not being able to get a dog, that's going to take a lot of time, right? So you have to just see the positives of everything, even the bad things, because otherwise all you'll have is just negativity just like all over you, and that's not good either. But in any case, let me see. Wait, does someone hear music? Okay, no, that's just me. In any case, let me see. Mark was saying, I told you and Zane this several times, time management is how you make time for stuff. And that's true. And the problem is that I never really had anything, because like my desk, like I have like a pretty sizable desk. Like it's pretty much like this desk right here, except maybe like a tad bit longer, like maybe over here. You guys can't really see it, but essentially that's what's going on. Got a random number. I don't know who this is, so I'll just ignore that. But yeah, definitely. Well, not just time management, but also just like putting things down. Because if you try to remember, especially when you get older, like when you have a lot of things you gotta do, you have to write it down. And sometimes that's not even enough. Sometimes you need to put it on a calendar, like what day you got assigned this, so that you know how many days past that point to wherever you are, like in the calendar, has it been like requested or like in place, when is it due, and so you know what priorities are where. Because it's nice to think that you can do it like just willingly, just or strong-willed, collect everything, your thoughts together, but it's a lot better and it's a lot more manageable, just kind of put things in place so you can find easier means of grouping certain tasks together just to work them all together. Because yeah, I'm sorry if I'm just talking about work right now, but yeah, if there's anything you can learn from me here, is just that sometimes you really need to find a way to write it down, and sometimes you need to date that, and sometimes you can't even just journal entry it. Like you may have to put it on like a calendar, just so it's evenly organized with all the other like filtered work that you're trying to go through. So but let me see, let me just catch up with everyone here. So Joshua was saying, like, I work at snowball stand and I can't eat any of it, and I'm in Louisiana. I have no air conditioning and I'm paid minimum wage. Well, damn, dude. In any case, the moral of the story adds to Mark is to be less angry, breathe, go bust a nut and relax. Post nut clarity, says Mid. Exactly. Listen, I'm not gonna question anything that you guys do like on your spare time, you know, as long as it's within the confines of like a certain like room that no one needs to really know too much details about. Just do what you need to do. Otherwise, you might end up like I don't want to put him on the bus, but like one of the guys at the old house having to bust a nut in the middle of the room while another one walks in. And he's like, "Oh shit!" And the other one's like, "Oh no no no!" And then the other guy's like, "No no, it's okay, it's okay. I didn't know you were gonna do that." But yeah. Okay, give me a second. Mark's already putting names down. It's gotta be Steven. Oh no, Josh is saying he's gonna Shane Dawson before the next stream. No, please. Please tell me I don't please tell me there's no cat involved. But speaking of which, so since you guys are here, and you guys are not obligated to do it, it's just that's something I wanted to do, because it was requested last week by Jacory Brown. Do a live stream of like a quirk concept video. Granted, I'm the only one who's here, so well, at least out of everyone in the physical room, I'm the only one here. So it's just gonna be me just kind of like going over all these different things, and I'm just gonna look and recap all of it. It's quite a lot actually. So unfortunately, I'm not sure like how well like I'll be able to bounce off ideas off of myself, but you guys can also join in that conversation. Pretty much, I'm just gonna catch up on all the things thus far that's been added in the chat or the comments on the first video and the second video. But yeah, that was pretty much it on that note. I do want to what was it? I was also wanting to watch the next episodes of Fire Force and also Dr. Stone. So I'll add those as like 2 other videos to add for this week. Unfortunately, Gabe is not available this weekend or so, and it's literally him just trying to get his life together, which, considering that I'm currently in the circumstances of trying to get my life together at work and try to make it a much more positive balance instead of whatever. Oh yeah, Corinne's finally back. But yeah, she's kind of been back on Twitch for a while, so hey, Corinne's back though on YouTube. Welcome back. Got some free time, she says. But in any case, yeah. So as I was saying, Gabe is not available, so he probably won't be able to help out or wrap up Human Fall Flat. So unfortunately, Human Fall Flat, whenever we finish the last episode to be edited and uploaded, it's gonna have to be like on a standstill for now. But in the meantime, I'll have to figure something out for DangIT Plays then, which I do have an idea, something that I can just play solo. So I think it could work out for sure. It's a what was it? Oh man, that's a lot of zeros out of 10. Excuse me. Sorry guys. Again, taco salad's come back up again. It was like, ooh, that thing is tall. This is where the taco salad would stand as I pat down my medium-sized like drink. Oh, Joshua is suggesting Persona 5. Ooh, you know what? I've been kind of been on and off watching a couple of voice actors who did voices for Persona 5 actually played through the game on Twitch. I forget their actual handle though, because like they have it like as an acronym, but they also just go by like the full name. Here, let me just pop up like a really brief thing and make sure that okay, there's nothing playing like that. Let me see. I'm gonna see if they actually pop up here. Let's see. Give me a second, cause they recently did. Oh yeah, yeah. Their Twitch name is called Loud Annoying, and it's shit. I'm trying to think of like all the voice actors' names here. Oh yeah, so it's Max Middleman, Ray Chase, and Robbie Damon. They're fun, and I love their voices, and like the prowess, and their chemistry with each other is great. But in any case, yeah, I've been watching that, and they've been playing Persona 5 too. Like, just no, Persona 5, not Persona 5 2, like a sequel, just Persona 5. But I've been thinking about that. I'm actually waiting for Persona 5 Royal. I want to see where that kind of sits, and then maybe I'll actually buy the game, because it would suck if like, damn, like, what if I wanted to play as the new girl? Like, and I'm locked away from that. Joshua said he's beaten the game 4 times. That's a lot of playtime. Then again, I used to play like a lot of games like over and over. Oh man, that reminds me. I was looking at one of my old save files for Fire Emblem Awakening, because because what was it, Fire Emblem Three Houses is coming out on the 26th. So the weekend after the Comic-Con weekend, it's gonna be coming out, and I'll be playing that. But for Fire Emblem Awakening, dude, I love that game. But I have clocked in, like just for one of the files, just like 700 hours. It's like, yo, like what? But maybe it's just like me street passing because I've done that before. But like, it's wild. But in any case, wait, hold up. Mark's trying to throw in a quirk. I can't accept that one. So right now, with quirk concepts, I will do a video on that for sure. But it most likely will have to be like singled out in one of the videos relating to quirk concepts. So yeah. So okay. So listen, I'm seeing a few comments about Area 51. Now, I am absolutely not familiar whatsoever about why it's trending right now. But, I don't really know. I'm looking it up right now as to why people are signed up for like some kind of petition or something like that. Something relating to aliens. I've also seen this on Twitter, and it's something that's kind of like beyond me since I've never really done any research for it, but it's a thing. Okay. It's weird, so I don't know. I have nothing really else to add for Area 51, but hey, I guess that is pretty much it for my topics per se. So, man, that sucks. I wish I added more stuff, but a lot of what I was doing this week was really just kind of freaking out over like work. Again, because it was all stressful and just like all the managing and everything like that. And I've asked a lot of coworkers on what they can do. And let me tell you also, it's great to have such a support system with people who actually believe you can do it. And if anything, will support you all the way and tell you exactly how they do things. But ultimately, for me, it comes down to like what works with me best. So, yeah. Sorry, I don't want to really get into that mode because I walked out Friday, not like walked out as in like I quit, but like no, I just like walked out as like our shift ended, and I was exhausted because I gotta call people, gotta like email, I gotta follow up, I gotta do things. There were things I couldn't do, and I think that's also something I needed to learn too was you're gonna end up having days where you just can't finish. And I kind of rose myself into a place where I've gotten myself this far just almost through sheer willpower. Like, you know, those days where you would like study for an exam, like for maybe like an hour right before or something like that, or the night before. I was the one who done that and just winged it and passed. And maybe it was because I took really good notes. It was probably because I took really good notes. So, I mean, that stuff happens. So, I mean, yeah. So, ultimately, I just got to keep at it and really just kind of be much more flexible. Because my previous job wasn't quite so much like that. It was definitely like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, okay, boop, 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 boop. And those were all the like little things I got to do, like, within the realms of what these things were asking for. I could like distribute it into like what I need to do and just hold it off, and I was really good at that. But this is so much more different because there's a lot more thing like added to what you need to do and a lot of time taken to do certain things. In any case, that's all I really want to talk about as far as work. You guys are still talking about Area 51 and aliens and petitions and a lot of people trying to sign up to be part of that air base. I have a friend in the military who was in the base. He saw almost Everyone dies. Aliens chill in Area 52. Yeah. I'm not sure if Joshua was like actually talking specifically to the channel, but like it seems like your views have been going up since some, even if it's slow. I hope it keeps climbing. And if he's talking about the channel, I appreciate that actually. And also Corinne was also saying like, remind me to never do a 24-hour stream for a long while. So Corinne actually came into that on Twitch. She was doing a 24-hour live stream, and I think I was at the lower end of it, I think. And I was just like, whoa, she's doing 24 hours. Like, why though? Because she was meeting up for like a sub count goal. So congrats to Corinne for meeting that first goal. I definitely need to step up on Twitch. Yesterday we just finished up Rise of the Tomb Raider, so I'm happy I was able to finish that. And I'm kind of glad that they kind of kept with like this kind of storyline for Lara Croft, like an origins of sorts. And yeah, all that's left is Shadow of the Tomb Raider at this point, which I will hold off for a little bit as I can keep up with other things. Being one of them is Smash Brothers: The World of Light. I kind of want to just finish that, just for the sake of finishing that, and it's a game that I did buy. And then we got to move over to either Gears 4, because Gears 5 is going to come out soon, and that should just be kind of like part of the hype thing. And then Fire Emblem Three Houses, for sure. But yeah, oh, Joshua, you got like the double take on this one. So you got Corinne's Twitch, and you got the DangIT Pro Gaming handle. Although DangIT Pro Gaming should be it's DangIT Pro and then _ gaming. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, you're welcome to Corinne, who was just thanking me and Mark for jumping into one of her streams. Corinne actually had face cam, which was surprising, but I guess at the same time it wasn't so surprising, since I guess she had already shown her face to Gabe, and that kind of like became a virus spread, and eventually I already knew what she looked like. Although that fro was pretty legendary though. It's pretty legendary. I think I wanted to like bring in the whole legendary like word back into the mainstream. Like I was looking at the dogs at the shelter today, and I was like, yo, there's this particular pit bull mix, and the mix made him like so fluffy. I was like, oh, I loved like his coat, and I was like, this boy needs a legendary name. I couldn't come up with one because like it's a legendary name. Come on, like. But I've never seen anything like that, so deemed it worthy for a legendary name. Luiginary. I'm not sure about that one. In any case, Joshua is going to check out some of the streams after the fact, so appreciate that. But yeah, you guys were just talking about more of the Area 51 stuff. Okay, so is there anything else I need to catch you guys up on recently? Aside from Comic-Con, well, I guess I should also bring up that up, because there is no really clear-cut thing that's going on as far as the podcast for the following Saturday, considering I will be at Comic-Con, and I probably won't be in a good place to just kind of do a live stream or anything like that, so it might be one that we have to skip or do like a pre-recorded one, but it's just me here, so I don't really know if there's anything I can do for like a pre-recorded podcast, so maybe we might have to skip one. Well, actually, nah, I don't really want to skip one, because we've already skipped like a few of them, and we want to keep it a weekly thing, right? So I don't know, maybe next podcast you'll see, maybe it'll be a pre-recorded one where I'll just like go ahead and upload it. Maybe it could be like a very topical thing, and it could just be totally something you can just like wear like earbuds and just like listen to as you do other things. Kind of like how you always want to do it for this one. In any case, Corinne's talking about her thick hair problems. Yeah, like those particular like styles of hair, just I can't even imagine trying to like straighten, can you straighten your hair like mine? Like, no, because that's absolute torture for your face. No, not your face. Well, I guess your face if you want to straighten that out, I guess. But your head, that I wouldn't wish that upon anyone with curly hair. Like, listen, honestly, like when I see curly hair, I can think of like, well, if you could just like move it to the side, that's good enough. Let's see. Oh wait, I just noticed Gabe is departing. Yes, Josh. So Gabe, just to recap, there's a timer on the top left, top left corner of the screen, just to clarify with people who are just listening in on the podcast. And right now it's set to, what was it, 244 hours, it looks like. And it's pretty much set to like maybe like a weekend or so, like after Gabe's birthday, in which case he's gonna move out of state and he's gonna try to move out. I keep forgetting where he's moving now to, but apparently it's a place that legalizes like foxes as pets, and that really is kind of like his mainline reason of just moving. So that's kind of what's going on. All for a fox. But he also like kind of did some background research on why such a place would be all right. So he wants to end up like settling down over there, so I have no problems with that. So as long as he's happy with what he wants to do, then I think it's just totally cool with everyone. Although with him gone, that will leave, he will take with him all the bullshit. So this whole thing was his bullshittery, so he'll be taking that away. And all his other spontaneous but sometimes really clever ideas will also be taken away too, so that's gonna suck. So, and that kind of brings me back to this whole like medium of like, well, and in the event that he's gone and he's kind of like the main side man to help me out with these videos as a secondary person, I find myself in a really weird situation where I gotta do things on my own for the most part. I mean, we have Christoph and Steven and Naya for as long as they're around, but as you can see, their attendance is very sporadic, for lack of better words. So not so consistent. People got things to do, understandably. So hey, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that I would use a dog as like part of a reason why you'd want to stick around, but let's say I have a mic like sitting like right here and I just talk to you guys. Meanwhile, you can see like a little cute pupper like over here just laying down, just playing with toys. I mean, I'm just saying. Oh man, dude, I think that's why I know it for sure. Because when I was a lot younger, like there was a lot of things I wanted to do, and wanted generally, like all these consoles that actually I currently have right now. But back then I was like, I want these so badly. And then obviously the day after, it's like, I don't really want one. Same with like fishes or cats. But dogs have always been like so consistent as far as like a need that I wanted, that I knew for sure at a certain point that I was like, it needs to happen. I need to have a dog. But now I can't. And actually this is a pretty good point to point out because of the reason why I can't have a dog for the next 15-20 years. It's because of this house, actually. So parents' house, right? Parents' house. And I think I've already talked about it before, but yeah, essentially they simply do not want a dog. They don't want to take care of one. They don't really want one in the house or outside the house even. They don't want to take care of it. They feel like they'd be responsible while I'm gone, no matter how many times I tell them that it's all me. Corinne said she wanted to have the cat for the longest. Feels bad, I know. Actually, I went to see one of the cats in the shelters, and little kitten, super sharp ass nails, dude. Like, the claw actually nicked me, like in between like the fingernail and the actual like thumb, and it, like, you can't really see it from here, but it's a little dark red spot like over here, and I was like, damn, he actually got me. But in any case, what really solidified the fact that I had to stay here for a long time is that we just recently got those solar panels, and that's, like, first and foremost, that's legit. It looks, it's cool. It's cool. It's like I'm bragging about it, but it's also under my name. That's the thing. It's under my name. So, so now this house has to be mine. In any case, oh man, Josh was talking about his dog. His dog died while he was away, but 13s I had him was amazing. Oh, bless, dude. Listen, there's actually there was a senior dog over at the animal shelter that I went to. Such a sweet dog. At a certain point, like with what I've noticed with aged dogs is that they're just super chill. Like they might have an energy to them, like going on walks or just going out or anything like that, but they're just chill. Like this one was like a golden retriever, and I was just petting it. I'm actually been talking to a person there who kind of goes there weekly to help spread the word about these shelter dogs. Super cool. But yeah, she was videotaping me, suggested that I take the senior dog out into one of the play areas. So I did that, and it was just like, I didn't do any footage of it, but it was fun. He was just peeing around, but he was just super chill. He was super chill for pets, and I was just like, he's cool. He's cool. A lot of dogs like that. Actually, oddly enough, usually I'll have like at the animal shelter there'll be like a good number of or a good few like dogs, and unfortunately the stereotype, granted, it was a pit bull that was doing it, but only one dog was like would charge at the gate like very alert. I guess it's kind of bad that I kind of tease them a little bit, just a wee bit, because it's just like, oh, you want to charge at me, like why don't you come get it? But like, it's sad though because it's a real contrast, because you see like one dog and another dog, and it's actually really weird because like they're relatively like pit bull mixes. One of them is like super hyper alert and kind of doesn't really like you, and the other one just wants pets. He wants pets. He will rub himself like against the cage just so you can give him like those finger rubs like through little like holes, and you're like, oh, he just like wants love, and this other one just wants nothing from you. But they're like literally right next to each other, and that's just wow, dude. Like it just kind of goes to show like their temperament and like how they're raised and everything like that. But okay. Pit bulls are really, really sweet, and I know this. It's like, oh man, like I like the one that was I just talked about, who would just like rub against the gate. And then I also like this pit bull that just, oh, he's so cute because like he's a mixed one, and this one particularly has a lot of like fur to him. You know how like pit bulls have like a really like pretty tight like fur coat, and that's actually really cool because that makes them like really easy to maintain. But this one just actually had like a nice like thicker coat, like a little bit short, just still short, but just like a little bit longer than the usual pit bull coat. Wow, sorry. And like, I don't know, so fluffy. It was so cute. The problem is that pits are cheaper and easier to get than other breeds. And I guess unfortunately, because I've been hearing some stories about like some of these dogs and why they're being placed in the animal shelters, mainly because my understanding is that like owners will surrender them because they have to go out somewhere, and I already think that's kind of, I don't know what their story is, but it's, from my perspective, it just seems kind of shitty, really. And some others will just forget about them. Some people will just have to do this because of like some really dumb reasons, like, oh, we can only hold like 2 dogs max, and that's it. So when the wife comes in with 2 other dogs, my dog has to go. It's like, what the fuck? Like it's messed up. It's really messed up. I can't, like, I don't know what their mindset is, but I can't really see how people will just see like their pets, like dogs especially, as just things to dispose of when you have to do something. Like, they're family. It's not like, unfortunately, I guess there's some people who do that, but like, it's not like you'll take like an older family member and just like place them somewhere else, like a senior home. But then again, maybe they need that, really, because also where in my line of work, unfortunately, these older clients with disabled disabilities will find themselves having to be placed elsewhere just so their needs are met. Whereas family maybe have an idea of like how to handle it, but they don't really have the time to do that, or rather, they don't have the resources or the funding to take care of like their loved one. And it kind of just stems from back in the day when they had these facilities to hold these very specifically intellectually disabled like individuals, and they would hold them there and not really do much with them. They were just kind of like animals at a shelter. And to know that there are places that you could like put them and they can like still have like a livelihood ahead of them, it's honestly the best way if there's no other means of taking care of them. But yeah. Right. So, I mean, sorry, I'm just gonna read through this real quick. Oh yeah, there was quite a lot of huskies, and shepherds at the shelter too. That sucks, dude. And I can't help but like wonder, like, could that be because that they didn't foresee the idea of like summer being like a big hit on them, so they were like, we don't want like a big fur coat after all, and so they dump them. I don't know. It could also be like, oh, is it because this is the after effects of July 4th because of the fireworks, and that causes a lot of dogs to just kind of scramble around when they're like off the leash. But yeah. Mark is talking about like English bulldogs. They are kind of cute. Or was it American bullies? Yeah. They're just the buff pit. Yeah, they are. Yeah, dogs, cats are like family, man. Just like they might as well be humans, and that's the truth. And I think we're all in agreement to that. It's just like they have lives too. They express like emotions too, and they will do things for you because, like, dogs and cats are probably one of the more like openly affectionate pets for you to have. Granted, there are others that can do that, but like when they're gonna cry or when they're in pain. I don't want to like really bring it up too much, but I saw a Facebook video of like a dog that was actually the dog was going through a seizure, and that was the hardest thing for me to watch because that's literally just how a person goes through a seizure, and it just because it makes you cry, dude. It makes you cry because the owner's just holding them and just telling them it's okay. It's sucks. I'm sorry I brought that image into your heads. That's the last thing I'll ever mention of that. But I'm sorry. This general like conversation was kind of like over on the negative side of like why people would neglect dogs. I don't mean to make it like that. So I mean, maybe we just move on to a different topic until like an hour's set in. So, I pretty much have gotten everything over the channel as far as like podcasting. I tell you guys, maybe I'll do a pre-recorded podcast specifically for Comic-Con weekend because I'll just be up there and it's not gonna be like Vegas where I actually have full control of what I'm gonna be doing per se, or internet connection. That's the big thing. So I'll do that. DangIT Plays, Human Fall Flat is going to be put on hold after whatever episode I have left. I think just one more episode left to edit. So that'll have to be put on hold until Gabe eventually returns back. Meantime, I'll fill it up with another DangIT Plays or something. I want to change the format of how I do reactions to specifically show-based stuff instead of like any internet video, because 23 minutes is consistently like a good long amount of time for me to edit something, and I want to just shorten it down as much as I can. So I think I'll find a way to do that, but also make it engaging too. So I'll do that. I might make a live stream of that. And queer concept. I'm gonna do the queer concept video. I wouldn't say like immediately after this. Or actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just make it like a separate video, and you guys will be notified. Just make sure you're stay subscribed and maybe hit the bell button too. On a specific queer concepts 3, so I can do that live stream. So yeah, that'd be great. So got a lot of things going. Vlogs, of course, are gonna be like continuing to build up for like the month, so you guys are already in the know of that. So yeah. I love the fact that everyone's still like talking about dogs, or at least it's really just Mark and Corinne. So great, perfect. Josh was saying, will Vic be at Comic-Con, or will they not let him in? I don't know what Vic Mignogna. I assume you're talking about Vic Mignogna. Okay, here's this con schedule for 2019. So weird, right? But ooh. Ooh. So it doesn't show on this a particular website. I see a lot of canceled appointments and just withdrew invitations, and I feel bad for him because, like, you know, maybe like he had come to him, but at the same time, like, if you wanted to change, there's nothing you could do about that. So damn, Vic's been good, I think. Funimation took the L, and they did. I see why you want the buff cat, Mark. But oh man, dude, it's like that sucks too, because some people deserve redemption too, no matter what they did or claimed to have been doing. And you know, I would always say, like, the best way to redemption or something like that, or your actions speak louder than words. Like, if you were to show like respect to people actually without a single hiccup, then I think that'd be great. I think that'd be a good image on him, because some people just need to patch up everything, but they need a place to start. So in any case, I don't want to make it depressing about Vic Mignogna either, but I don't think he's showing up to Comic-Con either, because he's not even listed for Comic-Con. But then again, that Comic-Con's a much more, dare I say, like, slightly more Americanized, like, convention versus Anime Expo or Crunchyroll's, like, convention. Like, because it's much more focused on just like mainstream stuff. Like you'll see, like, hell, you might even see Riverdale there. Ooh. But you might see things from WB like Supergirl or something like that. So it's still mainstream like that, but they also have included some anime stuff in there too, via Viz Media or Funimation's booth. But yeah. So So Josh is saying he's not going to go to Comic-Con. That's a shame. That's all right. I've never met anyone who knew me at Comic-Con, though. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice change of pace. Maybe be awkward, though. But, you know, I'd still be open to it. Hey, tell you what. Here's an incentive. If you guys find me at Comic-Con, if you guys are even in San Diego during that time, and you find me, let's go hang out and, like, let's get something to eat. Like, just, like, right then and there. Maybe like a drink, though. Maybe I already ate when you met me, so I'm like, okay, I'll go for a drink. Oh, Josh said he went last year. Damn it, then I didn't see you then. That sucks. If they were confident, they wouldn't ask Vic not to do Let's Cat About it, so something like that. Oh, Josh went to E3. Nice. I would think about going to E3, but it's like, well, it's odd because E3 happens like in the middle of the week, and conventions like VidCon or Anime Expo or again Comic-Con would actually work on the weekends, so it works my schedule a little bit more. But damn, I can't really do E3 because it does just kind of happen in the middle of things. People would love to go to E3. Yo, that'd be wild. But listen, it's cool and as tempting it is to try out the Final Fantasy VII remake demo, I probably don't want to like be in line with 56 other people waiting to play the same demo. The only time I've ever done something even close to that was play the Final Fantasy 15 demos, and that was just like you're allotted like a certain time ticket, and that was it. It wasn't too bad though. Let me just take a swig of this water. But so I would say after this podcast, we're getting close to the wrap up time, but just gonna let you guys know that I will probably take a pretty good break just to let my voice just kind of like get acclimated and just kind of restore itself. But let's say in 30 minutes to an hour, But you guys will definitely get like a notification, maybe like an hour later, that I'll be starting up like a Quirk Concepts like live stream video. So that'd be great. Corinne says, "Do it, Justin. Get in line. I don't want to wait." But Corinne, I don't want to wait 8 minutes with 50 other people. Like, I don't want to like wait like an hour. Like, for some reason, I'm crazy enough to wait like 30 minutes, and that's no longer a thing for me. Or 15. Like, I remember, I got in line to play the demo for Super Mario Odyssey, and I didn't regret that. That was a fun time. But you know, like, that was definitely 30 minutes for sure. I was able to get in line for that. Dude, it was so much fun. Mario Odyssey is still really fun. Maybe I should go back and play that game again at some point. Also, Breath of the Wild. I saw Robbie Damon play Breath of the Wild, but I was like, man, dude, I miss this game. But I can play it at any time. Corinne saying, also, rip my stream, missing 28 seconds. Oh, so sad. That really sucks. Oh, Ibrahim just jumped in. Hello. Proper timing because we are at the hour mark right over there. But yeah. Oh, Josh was saying something about being pissed about something. I must have not read it, but only went hoping for Bethesda to redeem themselves, but they didn't. Damn. Listen, I don't really have much to say about Bethesda. I think they're just kind of doing their own thing, and I'm happy about Doom Eternal, but I would say that was a pretty good like conference as they had for just a very standard like fan like myself, but maybe someone who actually, you know what? Nah, it's probably my imagination, but I was just thinking about like the crowd like screaming for like all the other games. So I don't know. As long as the fan base is there, I think that's good. But yeah. Let's see. Okay, and Mark's saying he's been back on Xenoverse 2 because they released even more DLC, surprisingly enough, because I thought extra packs were the end of it. And Ibrahim saying no one wants a Battle Royale game anymore. It's all about Minecraft. I don't know about that either, but I mean, I don't really play Battle Royale games anymore. As tempting it is when, what was it? I forgot the name of the game, but was season 2 of the game? Well, Apex Legends. Hard take right there. Season 2 of Apex Legends is out, and I have nothing really else to add about it, but it's kind of cool still. There's still a market for people like that, but it's only like a trend, really. So we'll see. But Battle Royale is losing the appeal for everyone doing it now. Right, because it is something that everyone's doing. And granted, it's fun to just kind of like have an international like thing of like competing with other people, but yeah, that's pretty much it. It's always the same thing though, because it is a Battle Royale. Battle Royale is like its own like genre of things, where the exact terminology of it is exactly how it is. But in any case, alright guys, I'm gonna end this stream, and then you can expect to get a notification, maybe. Just stay on YouTube and just be on the know on that. But Quirk Concepts 3, I'm going to do the deep dive on that one. Solamente, just me. So we'll see how that goes out. In the meantime, just stay on the lookout for that. In the meantime, I'm going to just rest my voice a little bit and end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of DangIT Prodcast. This is episode 266. My name is Justin again. And thanks for watching. # bye, everyone.